Hey everybody, Anthony here, just jumping in quickly. We are just finishing the technical issue problem. We will get started shortly. If you're watching the replay of this, just fast forward a little bit until TTS shows up. That will be your indicator as to when it starts, but if you're watching this live, just hang on for a minute. We're finishing up the technical setup right now. Okay, so we are encountering a major issue right now. I promise we'll get this up and going here soon, but just hold on a few more minutes while we try to resolve this. Okay, so I do want to provide an explanation as to why this took so long. Basically, Vangelus's deck was having issues importing, and we ended up having to manually build it, which is kind of unfortunate here. But I just need to change a setting quick. There we go. And, okay, so now we are all good to go, and we're going to act like that never happened. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the round 4 feature match for Harmony Wastelands 1. I Could Speak. Anthony here with you once again after 17 minutes of technical issues. Good lord. And because I'm actually playing in this match, as you can probably tell by the angle, I am not going to be commentating this game because it's conflict of interest. So instead, Bill and Tank will have the call tonight. Gentlemen, you're up. And before we go, ladies and gentlemen, if you do not hear them in the chat, please let me know. Like Scorp's muted or deaf crap. Anyways, gentlemen, you've got the call.
Just to confirm, you can hear us.
Try.
Okay, I was going to ask him if he could hear us. I hope he can.
Hope to God he can hear us.
That would suck if we're here for the next hour just doing nothing.
Mm-hmm. But we're just going to do it live, so we're going to take it away.
Yes, sir. That's the plan. So, on the board tonight, we have two very interesting, very different Decepticon decks. We have Hawk running Abominus, who's making his first real tournament showing. And on the opposite side of the table, we have a stratagem that's caused quite a stir for the beta testers. That is, This Shall Be Your Ship.
I tell you what, This Shall Be Your Ship, I think, has really affected the beta testing meta. We've seen some big splashes of power coming in. I would say the beta testers have really sort of flexed their, more cheatery aspects, I guess. More,
Oh my gosh. You mean Naga has flexed his more No. But Naga very quickly saw the potential for that card with Grimlock, the Wave 2 Grimlock, being able to pull in leaders from outside the game, which pretty quickly changed several of the text boxes on This Shall Be Your Ship.
Yeah, it's definitely safe to say that the calibration process for that stratagem continues, but it's definitely arrived in a state where it's at least fair, probably for lack of a better term. But in the current deck that Vangelus is running with This Shall Be Your Ship, I would say it's definitely a little bit more prone to the pilot's ability to run the deck rather than just being sort of an auto win like it has been in the past.
Okay, and I did just confirm on YouTube they can in fact hear us.
Excellent. For better or for worse.
Ooh.
Looks like Nova Storm is going for the first flip on Vangelus's turn since he's going first. Vangelus is currently familiarizing himself with the Terrorcons, which is understandable considering they're a whole new set of combiner pieces.
They're a whole new set of combiner pieces with a very different synergy from a lot of other combiner pieces.
I think there might have even been quoted before as being not feeling very much like a combiner team, which is probably fair in a lot of ways.
It is very fair. Having the 8-star hunger with 4 different 4-star bots to change up the layout of stars makes it a lot more interesting as a whole. And we see Hawk checking This Shall Be Your Ship. And Hawk is talking about Naga breaking it. Ooh.
Looks like Motormaster's going in.
Yes, Motormaster is going in. Unfortunately, into Cutthroat. Interesting. And
yeah, I think that's a fair selection. I think that's a fair selection. Cutthroat is definitely one of the more threatening characters on the Terrorcon side, at least for initial attacks. Cutthroat's ability to cut through the opponent's base defense, depending on what's played that turn, is definitely a strong play.
That minus attack equal to the number of actions and upgrades you played, or minus defense, sorry, is a very powerful ability if you can get a whole hand out. If you can brainstorm and get out a bunch of cards, you can definitely push some damage through. And Vangelus is taking 1. He defended for 3, and Hawk hit for 4. Crazy. Hawk is talking about his likes on YouTube.
He has likes on YouTube?
He does have likes on YouTube.
Ah, we gotta fix that.
Dislike all the videos.
If you would like to dislike all of Hawk's videos, be sure to subscribe to his channel on YouTube.
By subscribing to his channel, he will automatically dislike all of his videos. Ooh, and Vangelus is playing a minor medic kit on Nova Storm, so that will get her the pierce that he's probably looking for here. Ooh, and that's 2 icons going down, which gets one of the triggers on This Shall Be Your Ship. Yes, Hawk. Minor Med Kit is a fantastic card. It's between that and Enhanced Power Cell, it's always kind of a battle for brain space for me.
One can almost imagine Unicron in the background looking down upon Raider Novastorm and going, "I approve of your minor med kit.
Your minor med kit satisfies."
Role playing, ladies and gentlemen.
And Nova Storm is going into Blot. So one of the interesting things about Hawk's deck is that he really does not use the Terrorcons abilities all that much, other than Ripper Snapper. But Ripper Snapper untapping your other characters makes a lot of sense why you'd want to use him. And Blot takes 4. Not triggering the force field.
I think Ripper Snapper is really one of those kind of characters that makes the Terrorcons much wider than they might seem appearing on the board.
Oh, definitely. That ability to untap when one of your other Terrorcons KOs is a huge boon to them. Now, interesting choice on Hawk's part to pick up the Enigma and not attempt to go for the Terror or Anglemois Infusion. He seemed to be doing that a lot during this tournament, where he will opt to use the Enigma over trying to trigger Anglemois Infusion. Ooh, and that is an Anglemois, Surge, and a Rage. That is a lot of attack coming from Cutthroat into Nova Storm, who has... Oh, and managing to work around Motormaster's own ability. And that is 9 Pierce 3 from Sinner Twin. Oh my god, brain.
Yeah, that was some astute planning from Hawk's side, making sure that Motormaster's ability to protect his team and not being able to protect himself, and not so useful for protecting himself.
I think that's one of the best things about Motormaster, is that while he does protect your whole team, he leaves himself vulnerable to those direct damage pings. And we have a Nova Storm flip. Ooh, and we're going to move a damage from Nova Storm. Vangelus is making a decision. And moving that damage to Blot. He's going to try and get Blot off the board this turn, it seems like. That is unless he attempts to swing with Clench to try and take Sinner Twin off the field.
A secret action on the board.
Ooh, yes, yes. That is a secret action. I just had a revelation, and I'm going to have to eventually confirm that. Ooh, and a composite armor onto Clench.
Always a strong play on Clench.
That is a very strong play, considering Clench has that tough 2 and a pretty beefy defense stat already. That is going to be a difficult hit to make. But I can venture here that Hawk is going to try and attempt to take Nova Storm and Motormaster off the board. Ooh, and Clench into Blot. That's interesting. Ooh, and there's enough Pierce to take out Blot.
I think Blot just said what as he goes
Blot,
into the KO area.
Blot said what, but Ripper Snapper here is probably going to untap Cutthroat. Yep. So Ripper Snapper's trigger has untapped Sinner Twin there. I keep calling him Cutthroat for some reason. I'm not. That's not what I mean.
It's because he has 2 throats.
He has 2 throats, so he's Cutthroat. Oh God. Ooh, and we have. That's an interesting hand from Hawk, with a Terrorburster Shield, a Terracon Enigma, and a Laser Scalpel. Now, Hawk's general tendency when it comes to this deck has really been to put down the Terrorburster Shield after Abominus combines. So likely what he's doing is he's trying to hold on to that Terrorburster Shield until after Abominus has gotten to, well, Abominus, or after the Terracons have gotten to Abominus. So this is an interesting deck, to say the least. Ooh, okay. And there's a Laser Scalpel on Cutthroat.
Now, the Laser Scalpel isn't too great on Abominus's little components, but he certainly does performs a lot better once Abominus is combined, at least in the current version of the Gestalt.
Absolutely. With Abominus granting that additional Pierce 2 when he's combined from any upgrades that grant him that additional Pierce, that Laser Scalpel turns into a menace. But considering the Terrorburster Shield also gives Pierce, there's a lot of Pierce that eventually comes around. Oof. And Hawk goes in for 3 Pierce 1. After a Turnabout Snare was revealed on Vangelus's end. Okay, and Nova Storm takes another damage, up to 8. I was just about to yell at Hawk, because Hawk said that he's like, it's your go, Vangelus, and Vangelus is tapped out.
It's a common mistake. That's one I make often.
Yeah, I've made that a handful of times this tournament as well. Yeah, that Rage plus Sinner Twin combo is very strong. Because that is a lot of direct damage coming out from Sinner Twin for just just one card play.
Yeah, while one head's attacking, the other one's spitting out a lot of direct damage towards other characters on his team. And I suspect all of that is going towards Motormaster.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling that Clench is going to be very lonely here in a second.
Oh, yeah. With Nova Storm already off the field and Ripper Snapper now going into Motormaster, that's possible. However, Vangelus is playing a little bit more of a blue deck, and Hawk has flipped no Pierce. And Hunger into Motormaster. This is the last attack for this wheel for 6.
Clearly, Hunger wants it so bad he can taste it.
Oh, he can definitely taste the blood in the water. And he takes, and Motormaster takes another one. This is crazy. Motormaster is staying alive a lot longer than I think Vangelus or Hawk planned.
I think a lot of people discount the fact that Motormaster does have 2 defense in his alt mode.
Ooh. Someone has been summoned for a purpose. So Vangelus now has 2 triggers. So all characters on the battlefield just untapped, which is what we just did. So Vangelus currently has, I have summoned you here for a purpose, and this is my command. So he has left, welcome Megatron, I am Unicron, and proceed on your way to Oblivion. Vangelus needs to play an upgrade with a faction on your character that shares the faction and an action that shares the character's faction. He needs one of his leaders to be KO'd, which he'll have here shortly, either when Motormaster or Clench is KO'd. And then his last thing is that one of his characters needs to attack with 2 or more types of upgrades. And if Hawk does not get rid of that composite, that is a very plausible thing for Vangelus to get with his next attack here. And Vangelus scraps a Scoundrel's Blaster, interestingly.
And it just tells me that he has another Decepticon. Yep, he has another one in his hand.
Or he just has another Scoundrel's Blaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with the Swindle coming out, it looks like he's going to fulfill the needs of number 5.
Hang on.
Proceed on your way. Proceed on your way to Oblivion.
Oh, I didn't even realize. Yeah, Swindled plus Scoundrel's Blaster, that gets welcome Megatron. So we have I am Unicron and proceed on your way to Oblivion.
It's only going to leave one more after he attacks this turn.
Yes,
he will fulfill number 1 as well as number 5. So all he needs now is for a leader to go to the dark place.
Well,
where Unicron resides.
That assumes that Clench is the one who goes out here, but I believe he's sending in Motormaster, which means that this shall be your ship will have to trigger on the next turn when Clench attacks with his composite armor and Scoundrel's Blaster.
Looks like Vangelus is feeling a little bit of envy from Sinner Twin, because now he's coming out with the Photon Charge, who has a very Sinner Twin-like ability to attack and do a direct damage to another character on the team. Ooh, it looks like he is going to be doing that, probably to Sinner Twin himself.
And Vangelus is reading the cards, and he's putting that damage on Sinner Twin. He has Sinner Twin to Sinner Twin.
Sometimes you just got to Sinner Twin, Sinner Twin.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to Sinner Twin your Sinner Twin. Twin or Sin your Sinner Twin. And Hawk has drawn a Fusion Borer, which is probably not what he wants to play. Otherwise, he will just kill Motormaster here. And I don't think he wants that.
I think he probably plays, either plays nothing or he just, which is what he's doing.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Unfortunately, it's also a very good flip.
Yep. That is the problem with this shall be your ship wanting one of your characters to die, and Hawk has just now realized.
He has made a critical error.
Yep, exactly. Hawk has put that one step closer. And Vangelus and Hawk are having to discuss the Sinner Twin trigger. And now Vangelus has realized that Sinner Twin is going to be pinging Clench.
He has realized what many other players that have beta tested this deck have realized, that Sinner Twin is a bit of a bastard.
Sinner Twin is definitely a little bastard. And Vangelus reshuffles because he's run out of cards. And all Vangelus has to do here is attack, and he's gotten this shall be your ship. But I think he's going to try and make this the most... He's going to try and get the most use out of this as possible. Oh my god, is he going to play four-wheel drive? This madman is playing four-wheel drive.
It makes sense, because he's also playing Motormaster, so there would have been an opportunity for him to play that card as well while Motormaster is still alive. So I think that's a pretty smart play.
It is a smart play. I am a little surprised, though, that he isn't going to save that for when Motormaster is revived next turn, but Vangelus is going to do Vangelus things, so I can't comment.
Well, hopefully he'll flip to bot mode, so he'll get absolutely like one attack, additional attack. No, he's not that dumb, so he is making the right move here.
And Hawk is asking you for a ruling. Yes, sir.
Proceed on your way to oblivion.
And there we go. The revenge is in play. Oh my gosh. Hawk has that right. The timing on This Shall Be Your Ship is unfortunately missed, but he does get Motormaster back right now. And I do think that's good, because that you cannot take that station with everything else. But Vangelus is coming in for 8 into an already damaged center twin.
Not the best flip.
Well, Hawk got a single blue, which is better than nothing, but that is definitely a dead... Yeah, that's a dead center twin. The good thing here, though... Oh, go ahead.
He saw a Unicron ship. He saw a Unicron ship and fell over in shock. Which...
Ooh.
That's a very good draw.
That is a very good draw. Yeah, he's got to combine here. Because he probably needs to make an attempt to take out Clench on this turn.
Now the question becomes, will Vangelus jump into a station defensively on attack?
That is a good question, because in theory, he could hop into the Helm of the Revenge, but I'm not sure that would be the best move, because the Helm of the Revenge would leave Motormaster open.
He can't do it this turn because he's not in bot mode on any of his characters, so the only option he has is to jump into the Assault Bay, which does not give him any defensive benefits.
It doesn't give him a defensive benefit, but it does allow him to move a damage from the character that takes it to an enemy.
Ah, true.
Which would put Clench back down to 0.
It looks like he's not doing it.
He is not. And Hawk's going in for 9 Pierce 5 into Clench. Oh. Vangelus should read Clench's ability.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Vangelus, try reading Clench's second ability. Okay, just figured I'd remind you. Oh, I didn't even realize that. That the assault bay specifies a non-leader. Okay, so I do take that back because I forgot that Clench and Motormaster are both leaders, so taking the assault bay does not help either of them.
Yeah, so I just remembered the recent refactor to only benefit non-leaders, but yeah, that's not going to affect anybody this game. That is probably the best selection.
Oh yeah, that is definitely a strong play. And now this is the question that we have to ask ourselves. Is Vangelus going to put Motormaster into the Helm of the Revenge, or is he going to put him in the Assault Bay? He won't get the damage move on the Assault Bay, but taking Clench out of his ult mode does mean that Hawk could potentially use some direct damage. But I don't think Hawk is playing that much direct damage outside of Rage.
Oh no, that's not happening.
Oh no, we're going to be making nothing but bad jokes. He needs to listen to his own stream.
So Vangelus just played a work overtime to get some cards back into his hand, and I think he was out, so he's going to get max value there.
Yeah, he got maximum value. He drew 4 cards back up above Hawk. Ooh.
Interesting.
So that means that Motormaster is likely going to be taking the Assault Bay. He won't get the damage move, but yeah, a +2 attack Motormaster is not something to sneeze at. Five PS2 from Motormaster.
Once again, those minor medkits coming in on the flip are quite strong.
Well, yeah, I love minor medkit. If it comes out at the wrong time, though, it's a different situation.
Mm-hmm.
And Vangelus is trying to decide if he wants to keep the Assault Bay station, and he is going to keep Motormaster in the Assault Bay. So that seems to indicate to me that Clench is going to be taking the Helm of the Revenge to try and smack. Oh, and
despite the fact that he has the fusion borer out, I still think that Hawk's in a little bit of danger here.
Hawk is definitely in danger here. As soon as somebody takes the Helm of the Revenge, and if he attacks Clench, Clench can just take it. And yes, Abominus is going into Clench station.
Should be a lot of Pierce.
And Vangelus is going to take the Helm of the Revenge on defense. He gets +1 defense, +1 health, and +1 attack. So ooh, and Abominus just kills off Clench. Even with the station, Clench could not withstand. So, unfortunately, I do think that Vangelus Vangelus is not in the best situation here. The mightiest warrior on all of Cybertron, Motormaster.
Who would have expected Motormaster to be the Herald of Unicron?
I totally would have. In terms of canon, Motormaster seems like a very good candidate.
It's been a fun game to watch just because I think there's a lot of new mechanics that not everybody is necessarily 100% keen on. So, where also this event is not strictly a competitive event. This is also just gathering data and also introducing players to new mechanics. So I think everybody's getting a little bit of the new and also getting a little bit of guidance too. And I think mostly everybody has been okay with that.
Yeah. No scoot your boot. It's too far. Motormaster needs more cheeseburgers. So he has more gas.
I'm king of the road.
I'm king of the rest stop.
Truck stop.
King of the truck stop. Okay, and Vangelus has played a fusion borer.
Biscuits and porn.
Oh, God. Hawk is blocking 4. Vangelus is coming in for base. He's coming in for base more than 4, and I think Vangelus... 6 Pierce 4. Okay. And Hawk takes 4, which out of Abominus's... Oh, my gosh. Out of Abominus's 39 health... Yeah, Hawk takes 4 either way, irregardless of the launch bay. And unfortunately, that puts Vangelus 10 health away from getting the KO on Abominus, but what I don't think Hawk realizes is that could be a turnabout snare that Vangelus set. And I think that's definitely what Vangelus has set.
I think that's probably what is on the table.
Okay.
Okay. Well, yeah. Abominus cannot do more than 24 damage on this attack.
Wow. I wonder if he's going to hit the 24 damage threshold. Just rolls eyes. Yeah, and Hawk is coming in for bold 6 here. There's no chance that Abominus lives through this. Or that, not Abominus, sorry. Motormaster lives through this.
So currently Abominus is quite the glass cannon, where if he's able to attack, yes, he's going to swing for massive numbers, but he's not going to stay on the table that long.
Yeah, and that is game 1. So Hawk is taking game 1, and we'll see how this works for game 2. I don't know what they're going to side in or out, but we do have access to their deck lists.
There is a good chance that Vangelus sides into Lord Megatron.
I think there's a very good chance that Vangelus sides into Armed Hovercraft, which would be very strong against the 5-wide team of Terrorcons. Ooh, and Mad Ray. Oh, God. And I think it's about time. Do you have any plugs for us, Bill?
Well, if you're really into burritos, well, Taco Bell has had the excellent spicy grilled cheese burrito that they've had as one of their selections, at least for the last month, 2 months, I'd say. Is that about right, Tank?
It's about right. I just think it's funny. Hawk very specifically said non-Taco Bell sponsor, but sure.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, and I think this is a crazy decision by my sponsors, they're pulling the grilled cheese burrito from their selections, including
That
from
does
the online
suck.
exclusives. They're bringing in the new revisited nacho fries, which I'm personally quite excited for. However, I'm going to be resting a flower on the ground for our dear departed grilled cheese burrito. Does anybody have any bagpipes?
Oh, I wish I did. Because I do like the grilled cheese burrito. I get it with like light chipotle sauce, and it's so good. But anyways, how about a quick spot for Bayformers? So I know currently we're still doing alpha testing and beta testing. So for those of you who are currently not involved in the Bayformers beta testing, why don't you join us on the Bayformers server and help us test these wonderful cards like Clench, This Shall Be Your Ship, Abominus, Angle Wand Fusion, and all of this other nonsense that we can do, that you can get up to. Or you can even go so far as to test the Junkions like I've been doing.
Yeah. How has the Junkions been playing as far as your experience with being introduced to Junkions, as well as your impressions playing them and getting to know their mechanics?
Well, Bill, the Junkions, especially Rummage, are decently strong. The Bandits more so than the Drifters, but I think we are, well, no. But they're very good. And so far, my record has been good at 3-0 for the Harmony tournament. But to be brutally honest, I am a little bit worried about my match against Zero tonight. But we'll see how that goes.
Zero's list is pure aggression.
Yeah, Zero's list is pure aggression. Mine isn't. And that's what worries me. Okay.
Yeah, we got the start of the game here.
Yep, and the start of the game, Hawk has 2 Terror Burster shields and a Take the Shot. So, if I was Hawk, I would immediately be gunning for that Angle Moi Infusion strat.
Yes, I think that this particular hand is the game. Oh, are they about to redeal to themselves?
I think Vangelus is going to redeal himself.
I think Vangelus still had his hand from his previous game.
Yeah, he did. That's what he just shuffled back in. So it looks like Hawk is going to be keeping that hand. Vangelus sucks at math. Sure. Ontario. That is the worst. That is the worst pronunciation of that I've ever heard. But Vangelus has drawn his 4 cards. It seems like Vangelus is going to be starting the game here. The classic Great Lakes mulligan. Yes, I understand this.
None of these rules have been written into the Bayformers house rules.
Yeah, jeez. And Nova Storm flips. Motormaster is going in, likely to either Cutthroat or Sinner Twin. Oh, he's going into Ripper Snapper. And Hawk is complaining that everyone realizes Ripper Snapper is a problem, which makes sense. And Vangelus comes in with 2 Pierce 1. Hawk will take 1 for the opening swing, which is not that big of a complaint in my book.
And here we have an example of all the cards that... oh, sorry. Wrong channel.
Oh my
Wrong
god,
channel.
Bill.
And here we have an example of all the wrong cards that Hawk can get at the beginning of the game versus the end of the game.
Yeah, this is certainly something for in terms of what you can get at the start of the game. And there's the 3rd Terror Burster shield on his 2nd set of flips. Holy cow.
Yeah, this could be really bad for Vangelus right now.
This is going to be awful for Vangelus because Hawk is definitely going to either dump that take. If I had to guess, Hawk's gonna. That's a little bit of a surprise, but Hawk has dumped the take the shot for his 3rd Terror Burster shield. He has 2 turns until he combines, and he has to flip no characters. This is something. I don't have high hopes for Vangelus getting very far in this round or in this part 2 of this match.
Yeah, having 3 Terror Burster shields available immediately at the beginning of the game is very good for Abominus.
It's also a huge anomaly for this deck. I don't think Hawk hit again. I've watched Hawk play this deck. He almost never uses Anglemois and Fusion. So the fact that he opened up with his hand and got that 3rd Terror Burster shield is huge.
Yeah, it's one of the trade-offs in Abominus's and the Terrorcons design is that, yes, they are fragile and they tend to favor orange for plays, but they do get the ability, when the stratagem is in play, to combine early, which can be definitely swing a game in their direction, depending on the face-up.
And just like I predicted as well, Vangelus sided into those armed hovercrafts.
Which is going to definitely net benefits if it's a longer combiner game, but I don't think it's going to go that way.
Yeah, that's exactly the thing. The armed hovercrafts are great if you can stall out the combiner, but with what Hawk's already got in his hand, that's not likely to happen. Oh, and a piercing blaster. Oh, no. Hawk is going to massacre these guys. Holy cow.
That is the sound of inevitability.
And Vangelus just, And Hawk is going in for 3 Pierce 2. 3 Pierce. Oh, 3 Pierce 3. I forgot the Terror Burster shield gives him that extra Pierce. And Motormaster will take another damage. Hawk really needs some kind of green to trade for that Enigma, because it's kind of a dead card in his hand currently.
He might be planning to use it after Abominus combines, because it does have a nifty flip ability on the opponent's characters and also potentially that damage.
You know, I forget a lot of times that these Enigmas have other uses.
Especially in this scenario where he's about to combine into Abominus really early.
Yeah, that's definitely something. Where is that? Terrorcon Enigma, there we are. So, if you have Abominus on the battlefield, choose an enemy, flip it to another mode. If it cannot flip, it takes 2 damage. So basically, it just repeats Abominus's combine trigger, which is very strong. And Hawk can theoretically just flip all of Vangelus's characters over and over and over again and just get them out of whatever mode he wants them.
Clench is going into blot.
Yes, he is. Vangelus is likely trying to get at least one character off the table, but I think that's the wrong move. I would have gone into Sinnoh Twin there.
I think Hawk's shuffling is highly...
Holy shit. That's just a dead Clench attack. That's pretty crazy.
Well, Clench only has 4 attack in alt mode, so he's not like a heavy swinger like he normally is in his other mode. It is highly atypical that Blot would block an attack like that.
Mm-hmm. That is very atypical. And Hawk is debating something. To be fair here, I think I would stall the turn, or I would stall the combine at least one more turn here, because he's got it basically on demand at this point. So I would play something else and stall out for the next turn, even though he would combine into Abominus and get the free swing on whoever he wants.
Yeah, I think he should combine on the next turn as well.
Oh, and that's smart. Hawk is preventing those smaller characters from getting more damage. And it... Oh, Hawk, please don't play your Terror Burster Shield.
I think the pack behavior is the play here.
I have to remember what pack behavior does, because that card has gotten so many reworks. So put this on Predacons or Terrorcons. Oh, and he is just ignoring our advice, even though he can't hear us, and combining anyways. Oh, he won't what?
I think he's looking potentially to... Well, it doesn't really make sense because he doesn't have another armor in his hand in order to try to recycle his Terror Burster shields back in.
I'm very confused. Because he just forwent that free combine trigger. He could have just kept that in hand. I'm very confused. Because now I think he's just going to wait the 2 turns and try to combine via the Enigma, which is very odd. Oh! And Blot just protected Ripper Snapper from a composite armor damage. And Vangelus is saying that the vibes are all off here, and I would agree. Because Blot should not even be on the board right now. Oh, dropping a pack behavior for a lose the battle. I think that's the wrong decision.
I think it's the wrong decision, too. I have to wonder if there's even a weapon in his... well, there is the pack behavior in...
Yeah, I was about to say, now there's the pack
pile.
behavior that he just traded for it, but that would be a pretty wasteful move to ditch a pack behavior for a lose the battle and then use the lose the battle to get your pack behavior back.
He's trying to get style points that he doesn't really need to get.
That's assuming that he's going to try and get that pack behavior back.
Plus, Vangelus is very far behind on his stratagem.
Yeah, Vangelus has nothing on his strat, and I think that's just down to what he's picking up. He hasn't gotten those minor med kits. He hasn't gotten anything he can play on Clench. So he's getting that fail. Ooh, but he did do the other thing I predicted, which was side into Magnetic Dysfunction Ray. And Vangelus has 1 counter on This Shall Be Your Ship.
I have summoned you here to lose.
I have summoned you here to die. You are a sacrifice.
Hawk is making a comment that the unicorn is like corn, which I don't think is quite right.
Oh my god, I thought he said a totally different word that begins with a P. Unicorn.
Unicorn.
That's a pretty corny joke. A pretty unicorny joke. Ooh, and Vangelus plays a Fusion Boar on Motormaster. So we know he's probably trying to secure that kill on Blot. Yep, he is securing that kill on Blot. Well, I was about to say, Hawk was very adamant that he's going into 2 defense and cannot take more than 4 damage. But with Blot left on 5, I don't think that matters. Oh, and draws a lose the battle. Oh, yikes.
Which is weird because I don't think he's going to lose this battle at all.
Yeah, no, Hawk is going to... I'm almost 100% sure at this point that Hawk has this in the bag, unless he majorly screws up. And Hawk, of course, sets a lose the battle. I'm not sure what he's planning on recovering, unless it's a grenade launcher or a fusion boar.
And frankly, Piercing Blaster is a very strong choice.
Ooh. Yeah, and Hawk just said, what the hell are you doing right now? He's predicting exactly what we're saying, is what the hell are you doing right now? And Hawk has fucked up at 4 Pierce 4. And he does not kill Motormaster.
On 1.
Oh, story of the Bayformers server. Yep. So I did bring this up to Vangelus, but I think that a strong sideboard for this deck would be Crankcase and a couple of battering rams.
I agree.
That would very much slow down this deck and force Hawk to rely on those the Terror Bursters. But
it's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate because I think there's a card in BFE Wastelands that Clench could use that would be very useful for his strategy that has not been revealed yet.
I have to remember what that card is because I don't remember.
It's a tank. It's a truck. It's a truck. It's a tank.
Oh, yes. Now I know exactly what card you're referring to. Clench truck tanks. Oh.
There's at least one other truck tank in the game. At least the Allied Crossplay game.
Ah, yes, the Allied Crossplay game does include Monster Menagerie Ratchet Megatron, or Mega Ratchet.
Mm-hmm.
And Hawk has figured out the art on Photon Charge.
Please hold while I clap.
The good old condescending clap. Ooh, that's an interesting decision. But I think Vangelus is just going to try... Oh, yes. I didn't even realize that. Vangelus can only do 4 damage to Sinner Twin. Oh my gosh. Is that because of hunger? Or am I crazy? And what is Hawk going to grab? If he grabs that pack behavior, I am going to slam my hand against the table.
It's probably going to be pack behavior just so you can get that extra bolt on Abominus.
He's looking for Fusion Boar. God damn it.
There's this thing you can do. It's called pre-looking at your
Oh my god! Fucking drops of pack behavior for a lose the battle and then drops the lose the battle for... I hate.
This is the world-class gameplay that Team Bayformers brings to the community.
This is the world-class bullshit that Hawk brings to the community. And
Personally,
Hawk is
I think-
alive on 1 with Sinner Twin.
Personally, if I was Hawk, I would trade pack behavior for one of those Enigma.
And Hawk just used Funny Mike on Vangelus. But oh god.
Oh,
Hawk
he's
is
also
making-
alive on 1.
Hawk is making
Alive on 1.
Ooh. Okay, that's a card. Hawk drew one of the fusion borers. But I think he's got. Ooh, this is very bad for Hawk. Because he's probably going to lose Sinner Twin, which means losing that piercing blaster. Yeah, okay, so he's flipping Angle Wand Fusion, and he's going to just keep everything. I did not realize, though, that strat basically turned it into an on-demand if you had 3 counters. So that's probably a smart move on Hawk's part, because he'll get to keep that Piercing Blaster and a Terror Burster.
Yes, it is on demand, just like Xfinity.
Oh, God, don't talk about Xfinity. I had a terrible internet outage today. I had to go into work.
I question this move.
Hawk just wants to smack for as much Pierce as possible. Yeah, because he's going into Clench. I was right.
But the fusion or the piercing blaster gives just as much pierce as the fusion borer, and also sticks.
I think the difference is that Hawk is trying to get out that extra attack power, which is why he played the fusion borer, and also because he's already got that pack behavior, and he just said to lose the battle. So if he wants, he can just use that lose the battle and get that piercing blaster back. And that's 13 Pierce 8 from Abominus. And that puts Clench on 9. Yeah, one of his legs is a bird. Another one's a dragon. Another one's a nose monster.
Ugh, the nose monster. Ugh.
Nose monster. The scariest of them all. It smells in more ways than one.
Ga 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 ga.
Yeah,
Waka waka waka.
and Vangelus seems to be admitting defeat here already, so. Yeah. I think whatever Vangelus sided out definitely took all the steam out of his deck, which is very unfortunate.
I think he decided out everything that he needed in order to activate the stratagem.
Yeah, which I would venture he probably sided out those Scoundrels Blasters for armed hovercrafts, thinking that that would just put more damage on Abominus. Yes, Hawk, we commented on that.
Yes, we know that.
Yeah, Hawk had probably the best opening hand there.
Yeah. For anybody that plays Abominus in the future, if you get 3 Terror Burster Shields in your opening hand, 1, you're a cheater and you should probably be visited by the IRS. 2, you're probably going to win the game.
You should be visited by the IRS for cheating in a card game.
Yes.
Oh.
One can almost hear.
Vangelus.
One can almost hear Unicron saying,
I approve of your backup bag. I approve of your backup bag, but not of the rest of your strategy.
And flip return, Vangelus is
Personally, if I was Vangelus, I'd switch over to a press mode.
Hey, good call. A boo minus. Oh, and both players flipped whites right off the bat. And Vangelus gets 2 Pierce 2, putting Abominus at 21 health. And getting maximum value out of Motormaster. Which... And Hawk misses his lose the battle. Ooh, but he draws a Rage. That's good. I would put the pack behavior down, though. Okay, or he'll just put Rage down. And... Oh,
Meanwhile,
because...
Hawkhammer is...
Yeah, Hawk just killed Motormaster by just hitting him with Rage, which is
in the
fine.
most anticlimactic way.
Yeah. Oh, no, you don't have to... Hawk just said that he guarantees we're roasting him. We've been roasting him this entire fucking game. He doesn't have to guess.
Is it still Christmas? Because Hawkhammer's roasting on an open fire.
Clench nuts roasting on an open fire. Court mandated misplay. Wow. Okay. All right.
Meanwhile, Abominus has 18 health left.
Whoa! Oh, Scoundrel's Blaster! Yo! Vangelus might get the ship!
Yep, it's a Swindle plus Scoundrel's Blaster play. He might just get the ship before he is deleted.
Oh, that's awesome! That's absolutely not going to do jack shit, but that's hilarious. Because there's the single turn with the action. Yeah, so as soon as Clench attacks, there's the ship.
Just a little bit late.
Yeah, a little too late for actually doing anything, but
we will see Motormaster return to the field as the Herald of Unicron, so that is something.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
Oh, that actually works out because Clench will swing in to Abominus, and then this shall be a ship will flip, and then Motormaster comes back in untapped, so then Motormaster can take the station.
Ooh.
When he attacks.
Very interesting. Ooh, well, yeah, Motormaster will have to take the Assault Bay if he's going to take one. Oh, God. Ooh, and Vangelus is scrapping a card to get +1. And Clench is at base 9. Hawk is blocking 5. 10 Pierce 2. Ooh. Abominus takes 5. That's 26. Vangelus is at about the same spot he was last game, but I think actually, weirdly, with the timing on that might work. And Vangelus is hitting. He's got a white pip.
Oh, look at that.
5 Pierce 1. So, ooh. Wow, Vangelus might actually get more damage out than last game. Why is Hawk annoyed? There he goes, the card that he should have played at the very start of this game.
Yes, when we started roasting him in the first place.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's correct. I could tell you that. That is a lot of bold and coming from Abominus into Clench. Bold 1, bold 2, bold 3, bold 4, white and white. Ooh, and Vangelus takes the station. He takes the helm. It's still useful. 15 Pierce 4 from Abominus. Yeah, that's a dead Clench. Oh god. Vangelus is trying to cheese it. No.
Currently Vangelus is trying to do calculus to get Overstorm back on the field. Unfortunately, his math hasn't worked out, so unfortunately, Clench is dead.
Yep, and it is just back to the same situation. We have Abominus versus Motormaster.
Now, the question is, can Motormaster do 11 damage to Abominus?
Ooh, and Motormaster takes the Helm of the Revenge. Swinging in for 4 with +1 health and +1 defense. 4 Pierce 2 from Motormaster. And Vangelus has surpassed the damage threshold he hit last game. But I don't think he's got much here, because Motormaster's about to get turned into a pancake. Yeah, if I was Vangelus here, I would not remove Motormaster from the station. Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's a good thing anyways, because that +1 health and +1 defense could potentially make the game.
Meanwhile, on the outside of the ship, there appears to be a smashing noise coming from outside the ship. What could it be?
What could it be? Giant pink fist comes crashing through the side. And it's the same. It's a repeat of the last
hold the line.
Round. Another hold the line. Oh god, Vangelus. And Hawk's already got Pierce 3, so he's got Pierce 4 or Pierce whatever. He's got enough.
So just like the movie, Abominus destroys Unicron's ship, thus saving Cybertron. The end.
Ah, yes. At Starscream's inauguration, Abominus just grabs him by the head and pops it like a zit.
Just pops his head off with one thumb.
Pops it off like a bottle cap on a bottle of beer. Just
Tips Starscream's twitching body upside down and just drinks deeply.
Oh gosh. All right. Well, this has been an interesting match, but I think Hawk is going to take back over here now to let you guys go out at the end of the stream. So from Bill and I, thank you very much for tuning in. We do appreciate it.
And we you.
Forgive me, I accidentally cut out while Bill was talking there in OBS. He is very appreciative of everybody who tuned in. So, again, I took this match 2-0. Abominus is nuts. Please nerf immediately. Peace out, y'all.